Good evening and welcome to TVM News, Marywood University. It's Tuesday, April 7th. I'm Esperanza Gutierrez.
And I'm Patrick Hernan. In 2 weeks, students will be able to watch a film on campus that looks at the interaction of two cultures. The Foreign Language and Religious Studies departments will be holding the event in conjunction with campus ministry on Monday, April 20th at 7 p.m. in the Latour Room. And the event will be a screening of the film Adelante, which looks at a church in northeastern Pennsylvania and how the Irish community of the church welcomed in Latino parishioners.
If you are a soon-to-be graduate, don't forget to attend the grad finale starting tomorrow, Wednesday, April 8th, and Thursday, April 9th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the Nazareth Student Center. Students can pick up their academic attire, which includes their cap, gown, and hood, complete their undergraduate senior survey, check their final account balance, and more. Contact the dean of your department with any questions.
An informational session about eating disorders will be held tomorrow, Wednesday, April 8th. The session will take place in room 238 in the O'Neill Center for Healthy Families at 7:30 p.m. Hosted by Project HEAL and Dr. Helen Battisti, the event hopes to teach attendees about eating disorders from what they specifically are to how they develop in individuals and how to fix them. For more information, contact Project HEAL at Marywood at theprojectheal.org.
There is now another dining option for students on the weekends. First Stop, located on the ground level of Regina Hall, will now be open Saturday afternoons from 12 to 1:30 p.m. A limited supply of sandwiches, salads, snacks, and beverages will be available.
Marywood Student Government has several open seats and is looking for people to film them. Positions include 2 senators from each class between 2016 and 2018, and other positions such as athletics representative, food service representative, and security representative. Applications to run for these positions are due to room 107 in Nazareth Hall by 4 p.m. on April 13th. Applications were emailed to students, but a physical copy can be picked up from room 107 in Naz.
Marywood will be hosting Accepted Students Day this Saturday, April 11th. Students accepted for the fall of 2015 have the unique opportunity to have conversations with admission counselors and members of the Student Orientation Committee. Campus and resident hall tours will be available to students along with a continental breakfast and lunch for all guests.
All right, now let's toss it over to Mackenzie Kernow for the inside scoop on what's happening with student activities.
Think this spring is off to a dull and cold start? Warmer and more colorful days are ahead. Come celebrate the Holy Festival of Colors right here on Marywood's campus. The Student Activities Crew is hosting Color Fest this Thursday, April 9th, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the art field. Enjoy a bonfire, s'mores, t-shirts, and of course, a color powder fight. This event is free and all students are welcome to attend. Do you have a musical talent? Release your inner rock star at Open Mic Night. Join in on a night of mingling and music on Monday, April 13th at 9 p.m. in the Fireplace Lounge. All you have to do is show up.
So this Holy Festival, you guys in for that?
I'm so excited. S'mores, colors,
T-shirts.
t-shirts.
You know, you can't knock a free t-shirt.
Yeah,
Definitely
definitely
not.
should all be going to that.
Oh,
for sure.
definitely.
Great. Well, up next is Fran Ellis with this week's spring forecast. Stay tuned after this short break.
Any questions?
No.
You know.
We're not magicians, we can't read your mind.
We need your questions, each and every kind.
What are the side effects, doctor, doctor?
How many times have you done this before?
Questions are the answer.
Will this react with my other medicine?
Hey, what are all these tests even for?
You have the power to say what's on your mind.
We need your questions, each and every kind. Questions are the answer. Questions are the answer.
Welcome back. Here's Francells with the weather.
Happy spring, Marywood. It seems that warm weather is slowly joining us in the northeast PA. Tonight will be a low of 41 and raining. Tomorrow will be slightly warmer, but cloudy with a high of 46 and a low of 37. The rain will be joining us again on Thursday with a high of 46 and a low of 45. Friday will also rain, but it's going to be a high of 72 and a low of 48. Saturday will be sunny with a high of 57 and a low of 39. Sunday will also be sunny with a high of 61 and a low of 37. Enjoy this warm weather, and I'll see you next week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Francelis. Up next is Cameron with an in-depth look at sports in Cameron's Corner. Stay tuned after this short break.
Listen up, Energy Hogs. We got a real porker of a house here. Get in there and waste some energy.
There's no insulation, boss. It's hog heaven.
Leaky windows, too. This is gonna be a breeze. Perfect. Go wild and waste some wattage.
Time to tan.
Oh, there's hot water for just one pair of pants. My kind of place.
Wow, this thing's so old it's gonna take me hours to get dry.
Keep wasting. They'll never know what hit them till they get the energy bill.
What the? Boss, they're home, and they've got energy-efficient bulbs.
You've got the power to get rid of energy hogs. You can help your parents add insulation, put in Energy Star appliances, and lots of other things to make your home hog-free. Find out how at energyhog.org and play fun games, too.
Oh, retreat! Retreat!
Go to energyhog.org and get the energy hogs out of your home.
Hey, wait for me!
Welcome back. Here's Cameron with Cameron's Corner.
Thank you very much, Patrick. This past Sunday, many basketball fans saw one of the most amazing occurrences. And no, I'm not talking about a last-second buzzer beater or a multiple overtime thriller. I'm speaking about one of the greatest injury recoveries I've witnessed in my lifetime. About 8 months ago, many saw the horrific injury, which is a compound fracture, to the leg happen to one of the most up-and-coming basketball stars in Paul George. George was playing in a USA basketball scrimmage when he suffered the gruesome injury that has started to become all too commonplace in the sports world. That was back in August. But just this past Sunday, we saw PG make his return to the court in his Indiana Pacers uniform. So you don't have to do the math. That was just 8 months ago. The average recovery time from a compound fracture is around 9 to 12 months, and that doesn't usually entail the person returning to a professional sport afterwards. Yet George returns and helps his team beat the Miami Heat in a push for a playoff spot with 13 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Hats off to you, Mr. George. If that injury happened to me, I'd be saying this from a wheelchair with a walking cane close by. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Cameron. Up next is Nick in Town with sports. Stay tuned after this short break.
Hello. Yes. Can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, it's gone. Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available? Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
Just been rented.
Hello, I am Chen Ling. My name is Khalid bin Ali. I'm Tuan Vo. Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg. I use a wheelchair. It's gone. Not available. All right. Thank you. Yes, hello, my name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Really?
Housing discrimination is illegal. If you think you've been a victim because of your race, color, national origin, sex, religion, disability, or family status, call us. Fair housing. It's not an option. It's the law.
Welcome back. Here are Tom and Nick with sports.
Thank you very much, Pat. The Marywood men's tennis team is running a gauntlet of CSAC matches this week. Starting with today, April 7th, all the way to April 11th, the team will have matches in the CSAC Conference. To start, they'll be taking on Newman University down in Aston. After that, the Pacers will travel to Immaculata to take on the Mighty Macs before coming home to go up against Baptist Bible College. They'll then have 2 more matches against Gwynedd Mercy and Cabrini before finally getting some rest. That's some pretty short-lived rest at that. The CSAC playoffs just begin just 6 days after. So Tom, do you think that the Pacers will have any trouble with this rigorous schedule?
I don't think they will. The tennis team I know is pretty good, so I think that we will do well.
Yeah, we came into the season ranked first, like in the coaches' poll. It can be tough for any team to go and just constantly play games, but I think they can handle it.
Very true, and I agree with that 100%. As we have now entered into April, the conclusion of the 2 NCAA tournaments are upon us. The men's competition ended yesterday with the Duke University Blue Devils defeating the University of Wisconsin Badgers 68-63. This was an exciting final as both teams scored 31 points in the first half and fought back and forth in the second half. The semifinals of this tournament was really surprising as the red-hot Michigan State Spartans lost to Duke by 20 points, the score being 81-61. On the other side, Wisconsin defeated the undefeated and highly favored University of Kentucky, 71-64. As we congratulate Duke on their 5th national title, it's tonight where the women's competition comes to a close, with the championship being played tonight at 8:30. The two teams in this final are the anticipated winners, University of Connecticut and the University of Notre Dame. UConn have had an incredible tournament as the lowest recorded scoring difference of the tournament for the Huskies is 21 points. As the University of Notre Dame has also had a comfortable run so far, it was a semifinal against South Carolina that was a nail-biter as the final score was 66-65, as opposed to UConn, who defeated the University of Maryland 81-58 in their semifinal. So, Nick, how do you think this is going to turn out?
I have to go with UConn just because they're always so favored in every tournament. And coming from Connecticut, I feel like I kind of have to root for them. So that's honestly my take. I couldn't see them not winning.
I do think it's UConn. Their lowest scoring difference is 21 points. They've beaten every team by at least 21 points. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I seriously think they're going to take it for another. I think it's a lot of titles they're going to have now.
Is there a season where Connecticut doesn't win?
It's always
The Huskies. Every fan of a sports team knows what goes through their heads during a losing season. The thought, maybe if we lose out, we can get some great draft picks in the offseason, is very common among those who have given up on the current year. Is tanking your season, however, really the right way to go? I don't think that a team ever intentionally tries to lose a game to get better draft picks, but if they did, would it be right of them? Teams at the bottom of this basketball season, like the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves, might like to lose out in order to get a higher chance at the number 1 pick in the draft later this season. But does that mean that, as a fan, one should be okay with their team losing the rest of their games? Does a better future justify a really terrible present, Tom?
I really don't think so. I think that give them a chance, let it see what the future foresees.
I don't know. Like, you have to think of it as getting bad now is okay for the future. The San Antonio Spurs, for example, tanked a season to get Tim Duncan, and look what it's brought them. So, I think that tanking a season might be all right if, the future is going to be bright.
Yeah, I think it's what we've done as Mets fans.
Don't remind me, okay? I don't like to talk about that.
We'll move on then. Marywood's softball team is on a 4-game win streak after defeating Notre Dame University of Maryland twice on Thursday, April 2nd, and defeating Immaculata University twice yesterday. The 2 games against the Notre Dame Gators ended in a 16-0 win and a 12-4 win. Sophomore pitcher Alyssa Bavaro moved to a 2-3 record after 2 great full-game performances against both the Notre Dame Gators and the Immaculata Mighty Macs. Bavaro pitched in the 16-0 and 7-1 victories. The second game in the Immaculata doubleheader, however, was a nail-biter. The Pacers led 6-2 going into the 7th inning until the Mighty Macs rallied to gain 5 runs and take the lead into the bottom of the 7th. Marywood will conclude with the 4th win in a row from Mariah Runco hitting a RBI double and then Chelsea Epler hitting a single to score Runco for the winning run. These 4 wins put the Pacers to a 5-9 overall record and a 5-1 CSAC record. The next games for the women is today, yet another doubleheader at Cairn University. So how do you think that one's going to turn out, Nick?
I hope we can keep it going with another win, and then a win after that. You were right, though, that when they came back from Florida, they just immediately started piling on the wins.
That's exactly what it is. I don't know what it is. I think Florida, we're not used to the nice weather down there, so maybe they got to get used to it. But when they come back here, it's an incentive to do well, and they always do.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It was crazy, as you said. Last season, they did the exact same thing. Hopefully it can continue, and we can bring home another championship.
I really hope so. Thank you for tuning in, and now back to you guys at the desk.
All right, well, coming up next after this short break is the latest Hollywood news with Juliet. Stay tuned.
Hey! What is your problem, man?
You're welcome.
What the heck is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Don't give me that! All right, what's going on here, fellas?
The missile was about to hit the school.
I just acted as fast as I could.
That doesn't change the fact that I don't have a car anymore. Who just throws a person's car at a missile?
You're serious?
Yeah. Who's going to pay for my car?
I guess I could.
Do you even have a real job?
Yes.
Do you have insurance?
I saw the whole thing. Call me.
Thanks for tuning in. Here's Juliet with entertainment.
Thanks, Pat. This weekend, Taylor Swift threw a star-studded birthday for her best friend, Abigail Anderson, for her 25th birthday. Both Swift and Anderson posted photos of the birthday bash on Instagram. From the photos, we learned that there were several famous guests in attendance, along with the secret performance by Dashboard Confessional, Anderson's favorite band. Anderson and Swift have been friends since they were 15 years old. Swift's bestie was the subject of her song 15 and was also featured in her music video for Picture to Burn. We were never quite sure if Coldplay's Chris Martin and Jennifer Lawrence were officially a couple until recently. It seems as though the pair is in fact together, and they are not trying to hide it. On Saturday, the couple was spotted in New York City getting lunch and walking in Central Park. At the restaurant, Lawrence requested a table in the center of the room facing the park. The pair rekindled on Easter Sunday too. Lawrence and Chris Martin were seen catching a flight from New Jersey Airport. After this short break, Ashley Padula will give you the latest scoop in country music.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Good evening, viewers. Last week I promised you a recap of Guitars and Stars number 10. The performance was definitely a great one. John Party, the Swan Brothers, Thompson Square, and Kip Moore each played many songs and engaged with the fans. At one point during the show, Kip Moore saw a fan on her phone and he called her out on it. He asked her to give him her phone and he told the audience to live in the moment. After a few songs, Moore returned the phone to the fan with a smile. After the show, there was an after party held at the Honky Tonk Restaurant and Saloon in Dunmore. Some other country music news hits right here in PA. According to CMT.com, artist Justin Moore stopped by the Hershey Fire Department recently on a trip to PA. He stopped by to thank the firefighters for their contributions and sacrifices. He gave all of them free tickets to his concert that will be held at the Giant Center. He also gave the firefighters a check for $5,000 for the purpose of aiding the fire hall with new renovations. Hearing stories like that instantly make me feel better about good happenings that sometimes aren't brought to our attention. That's all I have for you this week on the Country Scoop. As always, thank you for listening, and back to the desk.
Thank you for joining us today on behalf of all the TVM cast and crew. Have a good week, and we will see you all next time.